Where there's smoke, there's fire, so I'm going to work a little bit out of order with this as I've been putting this board together today. It would appear that Nate Schmidt is on his way to the Panthers. That's rumored to be happening pretty darn soon. Look for a video that's specifically on that soon. And they're moving Nate Schmidt out to Florida because they're signing Alex Pietrangelo. It's one of those things that Vegas does, and there are certain teams that do this, but there's some danger to this. So Nate Schmidt has been a really good defenseman for Vegas their whole existence. Now you bring in Pietrangelo. It changes the whole dynamic. One thing I have said about Vegas over the last couple of years is they had this really unique bond as a team that first year, and with each move, it feels like they get further and further away from that. And I understand it's part of how the NHL works. But Schmidt is a quality defenseman, and if he's going to Florida, that'll be something. So Pietrangelo, the signing, the trade's coming through. But what I want to talk about is this. Right. Roslovic. Because Jets fans are going to be like, well, what about Roslovic? Why is his name on the board? Reportedly, he's on the block and not going to Vegas, is what's being said. He's not heading to Vegas. Roslovic, very likely, though, on his way out. He hasn't been happy with Winnipeg for a while, that he doesn't feel he's getting enough ice time. I agree with him. I think Roslovic's a quality forward, and I could see him being moved for help on the blue line. So we'll see what happens. Kyle Clifford has signed a 2-year, $1 million a year deal with the St. Louis Blues. Scott Wedgwood has signed 1 year for $700,000. Now, while Wedgwood is, third string, and I don't normally report on that, it is interesting with Wedgwood because he was a Devils goaltender in the beginning. So Wedgwood returns home, and $700,000 gives him a nice third option there. Now, Taylor Hall talk today. It's basically apparently down to two teams. So Colorado was in on this. They're out. Columbus is out. So apparently it's down to Boston and Nashville. The rumor the whole way through has been Nashville, that he was going to end up going to Nashville. I think that's probably where he goes. If he wants the most money, it'll probably be Nashville. If he wants the better of the two teams, it's likely Boston, and we can all have that debate at a later time. But if Boston gets Hall, that's interesting because Boston Twitter, of course, has been melting down over the defense. And so if you add Hall and you've added Smith, I guess the defense is going to be kind of young next year, and maybe they're counting on Kevin Miller being 100% when he comes back. That signing hasn't been official either, that Kevin Miller would renew another year of Boston. So we'll see. I also wanted to throw into a video today, and I want to say this. The Andreas Johnsson trade with the New Jersey Devils, it is a sale of a player of a sort. But Joey Anderson is not exactly chopped liver. He's the number 73 pick in 2016, and I don't think he's getting enough attention for the fact that he's just come out of his entry-level contract. He's 22 years of age, 4 goals and 2 assists in 18 games with New Jersey, and in the AHL playing for their affiliate, 15 goals, 19 assists, 34 points in 44 games. I think Anderson's going to win over Toronto fans pretty quickly into his time there. I think while it was a cap move, absolutely agreed, yes it was, they're also trying to change their style of play and their identity. And Joey Anderson is another step for that. So I don't see it as just they got rid of the cap and they didn't get anything back. And to me, when you sell off a player, that's kind of how that comes off. And I don't see it that way. I think this was a pretty good usage of assets by the Toronto Maple Leafs. But I would expect that pretty soon I'll be talking about the Pietrangelo, Nate Schmidt, and all that other wonderful stuff. I've honestly been waiting today. The waiting game's driving me nuts. Anybody who's been a fan of this channel, a subscriber of this channel, follower of this channel for any length of time would know that when Shannon leaves the house, things happen. Well, I'm not leaving the house. I haven't been leaving the house. So this might be part of the reason why this year's free agent frenzy may have fizzled. So free agent fizzle. No, I don't like that. So it is highly likely that I'll start doing my treadmill once I'm done this video, because that'll make things happen. That worked last time. As soon as I started setting up, that's what happened. So apparently that's the new leaving the house, is doing my daily jog on the treadmill. And well, hopefully we'll get that done. And then with Pietrangelo done, with Hall, when he gets done, then we're looking at Hoffman, who apparently has been contacted by 5 or 6 teams. You've still got Toffoli out there as well. And then Dadonov. Dadonov's the one that I really think is flying under the radar. I think he could be a quality pickup for somebody. And he may end up being a decent pickup for a cheap price, too, considering the flat cap and the economy that we have. I think some of these guys are going to sign for dollar figures that are well below what's expected. Pietrangelo is expected to be around 8.25 million in his contract with Vegas, and if they deal Schmidt, that saves them $6 million. So it can be done. So again, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. And yeah, now that I'll have this done and posted, that trade and the signing and all that will get announced. I will talk to you again soon. Probably very soon.